Hari Om and welcome to all the Divine Atma Jyotis to today's AVSC Satsang. Let us continue our contemplation on Advaita Makaranda. So far, we've contemplated till Shloka 11. Today, let us continue with Shloka 12. So first, Nalini Amma will chant Shloka 12 and share her viewpoint, and then we can also build on it. There are some questions based on Shloka number 12. So first let us listen to chanting and then the questions. Yes, Nalini Amma.
Vijnana virati supti tat janma swapna jagaro tat sakshira katam me syu nitya jnanasya te trayah. Am I right, sir?
Correct, Amma.
Vijnana virati supti tat
Suptihi.
janma
You can
swapna
call it, you can make it
jagaro.
a Suptihi. Vijnana Virati Suptihi.
tat janma
Swapna
स्वप्न
Jagara.
जागरो तत्साक्षिण कथं मे स्युः नित्य ज्ञानस्य ते त्रयः.
Correct.
Here, deep sleep is the cessation of knowledge, while dream and waking arise from it. But how can these three states belong to me, the eternal consciousness, who is the witness of them? Means the three states. The three states is avastatraya.
So based on this shloka that you just now heard, these are the questions that have been formulated. So the very first question is, what is knowledge? Then the next question is, how is knowledge related to waking and dreaming? Because here, Lakshmidhara Kavi is saying, deep sleep is a cessation of knowledge, meaning where there is no knowledge, whereas dream and waking arise from it. It means references to knowledge. So how is knowledge related to waking and dreaming? And we've heard in other contexts, self, the pure self, is also referred as jnana swarupa, an embodiment of knowledge itself. Then how come deep sleep is said to be cessation of knowledge? Here there seems to be some kind of a contradiction. Cessation of knowledge. There is no knowledge. So what is the knowledge that is being referred here? And when you refer to self as jnana swarupa, is it a different kind of knowledge? So these are the three questions that have been formed as of now for our contemplation. Yes, Nalini Amma, you want to start, Amma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hari Om. Here, cessation of all particular objective knowledge is deep sleep, and the rise of particular knowledge constitutes dream and waking. How can these three avastatraya belong to me? Sakshi is asking how it belongs to me, who is their witness, and ever of the nature of knowledge. Here, reinforcement of same idea. I am Sakshi. So, avastatraya rahita. This shloka defines three avastas. Jagrat, there are specific recognition of object. That is, one more thing is Vishesha Jnana Avastha. Here the question has come, who is knowledge? Knowledge means Jnana, Jnana Avastha. Vishesha Jnana Avastha. What is that? Vijnanam. Knowledge is Vijnanam. That is Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These are Jnana. This is called Vijnanam here. This is my knowledge according to this one I have taken. Am I correct, Vijay?
Yeah.
Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Jnana.
Yeah.
This
So
is
first
Vijnana.
reference to knowledge, first
Ah,
reference to knowledge here.
yeah.
Yeah. What is the first? See, it feels as if like there are two kinds of knowledge that are being
Mm.
that we need to distinguish.
Yeah.
There is
Vishesha Jnana. This
this
is Shabda,
knowledge where
Sparsha,
the
Rupa.
Kavi is
Mm.
saying it's a cessation in deep sleep, and it arises during waking and
Yeah.
dreaming. What is this knowledge that is being referred, which is referred here with the word vijnana, right?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
we also talk about the self as jnana swarupa. So
Yeah.
yeah, you need to distinguish between them. How will you distinguish, Amma?
Sakshi is Jnana. This knowledge is Vijnanam here is Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. In Swapna also, Vishesha Jnanam, Vijnana is there continuously projected within mind as dream. Okay? At sleep, what will going to happen? All Vijnanam will end at sleep. Am I right?
In deep
Mm.
sleep, there is no. Uh,
All Vijnanam will end.
mm,
There is Sakshi, which is aware of end of Vijnanam, which can't be one of Vijnanam. Jnanam and Vijnanam. Jnanam is called Sakshi. If Vijnanam belongs to Sakshi and Sakshi is existing in all three states, Vijnanam also will continuously exist. Then Vijnana Virati can't take place. Am I right, sir? Huh?
so how are you distinguishing? So
Hmm.
let's put the question in this way, Amma.
Ah,
So here, you're referring to the five subtle uh,
yes.
senses
Yeah.
and
Shabda,
and
Spashta, Rupa,
and
Rasa,
their
Gandha.
awareness as vijnana,
Hmm.
and that is the knowledge.
Vijnana. Hmm.
So what I'm seeing, I'm becoming aware of it. Okay, there's a
Yes.
knowledge arising in the
Hmm.
mind. Like that, the five subtle knowledge elements you're referring as vijnana. Okay.
Yes.
The question that so that is what you're calling as knowledge, vijnana.
Yes.
Huh?
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, the five subtle sensations that come and the knowledge that happens. Oh, what I'm seeing. Oh, I'm seeing this picture. What am I hearing? I'm hearing this word. So that knowledge that arises in the mind ultimately by the sensation and consciousness coming together is what you are referring as vijnana.
Yes.
Okay. Now that is what you are defining as knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Next question that needs clarification or clarity is how is self referred as jnana swarupa means embodiment of knowledge itself. Knowledge itself is self. Then how is that knowledge different from this? Because there is a reference to cessation of knowledge, no knowledge.
Yeah.
It is no
That's
knowledge.
why here, if Vijnanam will also continuously exist, then Vijnana Virati can't take place. Means Vritti Jnanam is called sleep state. No. Vritti Jnanam is called sleep state. Means there is no Vijnanam. Vritti. You will not sleep. So I Sakshi am different from arriving and departing Vijnanam, free from them. I am free from avasthas. Nitya to Nitya Jnanasya Traya Khatam Mesyu. How three states can belong to Sakshi, who is witness and ever nature of knowledge. Here it is selling, I am not Vishesha Jnanam, but Samanya Jnanam. called Nitya Jnanam. I know I am Chaitanya. I refer to here is Sakshi, not I. Okay? It is Chaitanya, not limited by Desha and Kala. And it is Sarvagata, Nitya. So, three avasthas is not for Chaitanya and can't be in Chaitanya. This is what
Your viewpoint is.
my viewpoint.
Wonderful, Amma. Let us listen to a few other views and then let us circulate. Who would like to share your view next based on what you've heard so far? What is knowledge? Here Lakshmidhara Kavi is referring to it as Vijnana. Then how is it related to waking and dreaming? And your distinction of is jnana swarupa, embodiment of knowledge itself. Is it in contradiction to cessation of knowledge for the deep sleep that Kavi is referring to? How will you bring this out, distinction? Hari Om Kamalaji.
Hari Om Vijayji.
Hari Om. Okay, who would like to go next? Anupamaji, would you like to share your view for these three?
Give me 5 minutes, Vijayji.
Okay. Meanwhile, anyone else? Kamalaji, would you like to pick up?
It seems to be so tricky, Vijayji. I will attempt. Can you go to that shloka?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So deep sleep is the cessation of knowledge, while dream and waking arise from that knowledge. But how can these three states belong to me, the eternal consciousness, who is the witness of them? So, okay, there are three states: waking, dream, and deep sleep state. So, during the waking and dream, we are projecting whatever. So, waking state is completely conscious knowledge which is going on. In the dream state, whatever we perceive through that consciousness is stored in the subconscious and is getting projected. But in the deep sleep state, all this projection or whatever is available in the conscious mind is ceased to exist. So only the subconscious mind is present. So at that time, they are telling that these whatever is being available in the conscious mind is ceased in the deep sleep state. Is what my understanding about the first line. But how can these three states belong to me, the eternal consciousness, who is the witness of them? So the Kavi is telling that the witness, that is the consciousness, is telling that I am the witness of all these three states. Then how can I become that knowledge? Alright. These three states belong to me, the eternal consciousness, who is the witness of them. Yeah. So he is, the witness, okay, in the deep sleep state also, the subtle, the conscious knowledge is absent. But after we wake up, we are telling that we were sleeping very nicely, we had a very good sleep. So how come that knowledge is coming? When some knowledge is absent, when we wake up again, we come to know that we had a very good sleep. So in that that means that the supreme consciousness is present in the form of witness. It is available in all the three states. That is why we are able to understand.
Very nice. Now, based on that, if you have to give your viewpoint about what is knowledge that Kavi is referring here? The word that he is using is vijnana, right? So what is knowledge?
Vijnana means whatever we perceive through the five senses, which is completely outward. Okay, Vijayji, is that correct?
That's how that reference is here, knowledge.
Yeah,
Okay?
that only cease to exist in the subconscious mind, right? We cannot project anything in the deep sleep state.
In the deep sleep state.
Yeah,
Whereas the waking and the dreaming is the recognition of that, whatever is being
yeah,
projected.
yeah,
And that is why you're calling it as knowledge. Okay?
yeah, yeah.
Then how will you distinguish when it is said self is jnana swarupa, embodiment of knowledge itself? So self is embodiment of knowledge, or jnana swarupa.
Mm.
And how can the knowledge cease to exist during deep sleep? What is the distinction that we need to make? Is this, first of all, is this then reference acceptable? If it is acceptable, then is there a contradiction? If it is not acceptable, then why is it not acceptable?
So, what knowledge is absent in the deep sleep state means it is um, we are not able to project, Vijayji. See, the subconscious mind is present always. So, that is why Supreme is considered as an embodiment of knowledge. But why is it absent during the deep sleep means it is becoming one and the same, and it has become like a witness. It is not able. We cannot project anything. We cannot think anything in the deep sleep state. To our intellect, it is not coming. Is that correct?
Okay. So what you're saying is there is no projection happening. In the deep sleep state, there is no projection.
Yeah.
And that connects to what you said earlier as vijnana. Vijnana is nothing but what is recognition or the knowledge of what is projected. Okay.
Correct.
And because there is no projection, there is no recognition. Correct.
Right. Right.
Right. So that is correct as far as cessation of knowledge. But
Uh,
then how can you say, so which means that knowledge is something that comes and goes, right? Knowledge is something that seems to come and go because when there is no
Okay.
projection,
So
there is
the
no.
difference between the two knowledge. Okay. Well, I'm understanding. What do you mean by supreme knowledge? How is it different from when Brahman is an embodiment of knowledge? Why it ceases to exist in the deep sleep state is the question. Correct?
Does it cease to exist? Then what is ceasing to exist?
Okay. So what is the correct knowledge is I am Brahman. I am the witness is the correct knowledge. And that understanding, um, I don't know, it is not available from the conscious mind, right?
Okay. So then does it mean that during deep sleep, even the supreme awareness is not there?
Supreme awareness is always present, Vijayji, but we are not able to, I mean, what to say? Our intellect is not able to understand that.
Correct. That is correct. That is because, there is no projection, there is no intellect,
Uh,
there is no
uh,
projection of the mind.
right.
Yeah. So does it mean that, knowledge, even self-knowledge has ceased to exist? Is that what is meant there? Cessation of knowledge.
So when you say all the knowledge cease to exist, knowledge, then oh, I don't understand what kind of knowledge is referred there. I'm sorry, it's confusing.
Yeah, that is the distinction we need to bring here. Wonderful.
Okay.
So let us dig deeper. Let's listen to others also and come back.
Okay.
Anupamaji, are you ready to share now?
I will try, Vijayji. Please come to sloka.
Yes, yes.
He is saying Vijnana Viratihi Suktihi. So, in my understanding, there is a difference between Jnana and Vijnana. So, Jnana is knowledge. What kind of knowledge? From the understanding of the scriptures, going through the knowledge or the misunderstandings we correct by understanding the scriptures that I am Brahman. That is jnana. But vijnana is when Shravana, Manana and Nididhyata happens, that becomes intuitive in the way of living. So that becomes vijnana. Am I correct? So deep.
So you see, right now you have heard from both Nalini Amma and Kamalaji that Vijnana is whatever sensations that are coming through the five senses, there is a knowledge of that, right? Oh, I'm seeing this person. Oh, I'm seeing this scene. Oh, I'm hearing this sound. So like that, there's a knowledge occurring. So Vijnana is that knowledge, is what they both clarified.
Analytical knowledge.
Yeah. So whatever that is arising, that you call as, oh, I know it. I can understand it. So like that, we use, no? There's a knowledge that is occurring. If I ask, okay, what is the object that you're seeing in my hand? You'll give a name to it. Oh, I know it now. Okay, what is that tongue I'm speaking? You'll give a name to it. Oh, I know this tongue. Like that, you say, right? That's all, that's called as knowledge. And what they both are saying is that
Then the first sentence, first half is correct. No, deep sleep is the cessation of knowledge. In deep sleep, there is no mind only. So there is no knowledge. But in dream and wake, but in waking and dream state, uh, in waking state, though, we are continuously receiving input through our senses. So it is very active. And the analytical part and logical part is always working. Since it is always active during the waking state, obviously the impressions are coming in the dream state also. But in deep sleep, the mind is off happily. So it is actually there is no knowledge.
Yeah, so there is no knowledge that we refer as, oh, I know it, kind of when we see something in our mind, when we recognize something, we say, oh, I know it. Like that we use in our usage, right? That is absent. Okay, that is clear.
Then how I am that Atma Jnana Swarupa, right? See, I am the pure awareness. So there is that awareness only is witnessing all these states, because deep sleep also I'm not I can only say that, oh, I had a deep sleep, I feel fresh. So who is that? Because some witness is witnessing all these states, that brings that experience. Say I so that is jnana swarupa, the background.
That I is Jnana Swarupa, correct. But then question is there a contradiction when Kavi says cessation of knowledge? Virati, cessation. So there is no knowledge. But the background, the I, is Jnana Swarupa.
This is knowledge, that analytical or that always logical thoughts, those are not actually knowledge. knowledge is the nature of the self. No,
Hmm.
jnana swarupa is the nature of my background.
Hmm.
So there, obviously, there is a cessation of this. What can we say? What can we say? Uh, knowledge regarding this vyavakarika jiva or uh, mm,
Whatever the scenes that are appearing in the mind.
ah,
Hmm.
this logic analysis are all thoughts only, no, Vijayji. So,
Hmm.
jnana, when I say I am jnana swarupa, the real I is my nature. It is not a knowledge that I go and get from something. It
Hmm.
is there.
Hmm. That is how you want to distinguish that.
That nature,
Hmm.
that Chaitanya is the one who is witnessing all these three states,
Hmm.
or correcting the mistakes or the thought process, anything, because of the understanding.
Hmm. Okay,
Withdrawal
very
is a
nice.
better word.
And Padmaji is adding a point here. She's saying instead of cessation, withdrawal could be a better word. Uh, that is fine. So we could use either cessation or withdrawal here.
Mentioned that is uh, uh, like as you can see when we say cessation, the it translates as stopping, right?
Hmm.
Something which is like completely stopping, something like that we relate it to. However, when we use the word withdrawal, there is, in deep sleep there is only withdrawal, it doesn't stop, because all the sense organs are still there, the the mind is also there, it's just that it is being withdrawn because your sense organs are not giving input, so there is not much for the mind to interpret there, right? So I think withdrawal is a better word there, so that we can, like how Anupamaji arrived at, like then we can say what knowledge is it withdrawing from. it
Hmm.
is not the it is not the jnana swarupa knowledge that he is referring to in the deep sleep.
Hmm.
I feel he's referring to the fact that in deep sleep there is withdrawal of the sense inputs. Uh, it is not engaging with the external in the deep sleep. So there is a kind of withdrawal from the external things. So
Hmm.
it is mostly it is centered in the within. It is going within, and
Hmm.
while in the dream and the waking states, it is again exposed to the external and the inputs are coming in. So
Hmm.
that is why I think from that we can infer that although these three things are separate and they are happening to, say, the body mind complex, but all these states are witnessed by someone who is permanent, the eternal consciousness, and it is separate from these three, which is very evident when you look at it from this perspective.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, that's all, sir. Yeah.
And would you like to share your perspective for the last question? Is there a contradiction when Kavi says cessation of knowledge or withdrawal of knowledge, whichever way we want to use it? Um, and we've heard the reference to self as Jnana Swarupa. Is there a contradiction here?
Sir, can you just expand a little bit? I have connected from the mobile. I can't really read. It's very small. The font is.
Is this better, Ji?
Yeah.
Ah.
Self is referred as. Then how come deep sleep is said to be? Yeah, so that's what, sir. There is no contradiction there. So withdrawal, if I use the word withdrawal, it will bring more clarity, is what I felt after listening to everyone, because everyone put the point correctly only. It's just that word cessation, maybe it's giving a stop kind of an impression to the mind. Again, that's the interpretation problem. But yeah, so there is no contradiction, sir. I think he's mentioning exactly the right thing. But what is the knowledge? That is the withdrawal of what knowledge is happening. So it is like we don't separate. See, the word knowledge again in English is limited. No, for us, we can distinguish in Vedanta as the inputs coming from the sense organ is not referred to as jnana. However, jnana is also translated as knowledge only in the English language. So I think that is why the confusion is arising when we are trying to explain it. However, here he is referring, when he's saying withdrawal of knowledge, I think he necessarily means the interpretation that comes from the mind because of the inputs coming from the sense organs. That is coming to a kind of a stop because of the withdrawal of many things in deep sleeps. That is what he's referring to. But the jnana that is there of the self, the witness, that is permanent. That is the ultimate jnana. I don't think when he's saying cessation of knowledge, he's referring to that jnana. He's referring to the other kind of inputs, and the interpretation that the mind comes to from that input is what he's referring to, I feel. So it is two separate things. However, there is no contradiction.
Very nice.
Is my understanding, sir. Thank you.
Sir, shall I add one point, though I
Please.
may not be correct?
Please.
What I'm trying to understand from the cessation of knowledge is, firstly, I'm not very clear when everybody started saying knowledge is only external. But my understanding is knowledge is internal as well as external. But when the Kavi is saying cessation of knowledge, I somehow kind of give an analogy to similar to our ROM, read-only memory, right? So when we are awake, the exchange of the thoughts, activities, everything happens. But when we are going to hibernate mode or in the deep sleep mode, it is getting in a sedative state or in a passive state. But that doesn't mean that it is completely deprived of that knowledge. Rather, it is just tending to cease to exist. But again, it will try to wake up itself when we are coming back to the waking state. That is how I interpret that point.
Which is perfect. So the example you're giving, the analogy you're giving is that of a computer. Any one of us here, have experienced with a computer. You shut down, it seems to be completely dormant. You cannot see your pictures or your videos, which is what, let's say you call as, oh, what I have captured, the knowledge I have about my life in my phone, right? But the moment you turn on, once again, it seems to spring back to life. So that is correct. That is the cessation or the withdrawal. But the fundamental distinction we need to bring is, and by the way, Shilpaji, when everybody said external, what they meant is, see, right now, you are hearing some sound that all of us are speaking. Whoever has spoken, now you heard Nalini Amma, Anupamaji, Padmaji, like that, Kamalaji. So you heard them speak. So the sound came through your sense organs to your mind. And there you recognized, you said, oh, this is what they are saying. So some recognition has happened, some knowledge has happened, right? If that knowledge doesn't happen, what is coming in through the senses? So whatever is coming through the senses is a sensation. Is there knowledge in it? Is the sound itself, whatever that is coming through the senses, or whatever the sight that is coming through the eyes, does it have knowledge, Shilpaji?
Whatever is coming from external the knowledge is happening within only.
Right?
Those are the drivers. Yes,
Ah,
triggers. Yeah.
yeah, that is what they all said, that knowledge is happening within. Though, and again, when we use the word external, what is the reference we are using as boundary?
Body.
Body, right? External to the body, some sound is coming. External to the body, some sight is coming. And like that, five senses: the sight, the sound, the smell, the taste, and the touch. These five inputs, when they come through the senses, somewhere knowledge occurs within you. Okay? That knowledge is what they referred. Nalini Amma used even a technical term, vritti jnana. Vritti jnana means, your mind, the tendency of your mind gives the name to it. As an example, what is this you're seeing, Shilpaji? This object?
Um, I don't know, some kind of band.
Some kind of a band. Okay. So that is how your vritti jnana is right now. My vritti jnana is, this is my spectacle pouch. Okay, this is my spectacle pouch. This is the pouch in which, I can keep my spectacle. Whereas, somebody who is not using this, maybe a student, may look at this pouch and say, oh, I can keep my pencils. Oh, this is my pencil pouch. So there is a vritti jnana. So the same input, but depending upon the tendency of the mind, recognition is different. So this is all vritti jnana, depending upon what you've stored, what your tendencies are. And what is being said is, this tendency is not there during deep sleep. This tendency is there during dream and waking. During waking, right now, we are constantly in the naming, recognizing activity, right? Actively. In the dream, also, there is such a thing happening. Because, there is a dream world. There is also all this is happening. But in the deep sleep, this tendency is not there. The question that where we need to draw the clear distinction is, Kavi is saying this is cessation of knowledge. Okay, vijnana virati. There is no vijnana, vishishta jnana. So when the sensations merge with self, knowledge is happening. No? How is knowledge happening? The object itself doesn't have knowledge. The sensation itself doesn't have knowledge. Knowledge is happening when this means what? The sensation mixes with the self. To give an analogy, there is pure water and there is no color to pure water. When does water appear red? Let's say you add some kumkum and you mix. Oh, now water seems to have become red. But water by itself is colorless. It gains the color of the object temporarily. Meaning what? Water itself hasn't become red, but water appears to have become red because of the kumkum that is present. And techniques for example, boiling the water, you will still receive the whatever colorless water. Like that, the sensations that come through the sense organs mixes with the tendencies that are stored in the mind, the samskaras and various tendencies in the mind, and that appears as knowledge. So knowledge, ultimately, when you think of it like an equation, knowledge is equal to, there is something that is creating the knowledge, that is the very source of the knowledge, plus these sensations and tendencies, right? There are three parts to what we currently refer as knowledge. Sensations are coming. Then there is some tendencies. Let's say we call it as, let's say, our storehouse. Okay, so when a new sensation comes, and if there is no storehouse about that, then there is recognition of no, I don't know. There's a no knowledge recognition also happening. I don't know. What is this? I don't know. Like that, sometimes when we don't know something about some sensation coming, I don't know, knowledge also occurs. I don't know is also kind of knowledge. I know that I don't know. That knowledge has occurred. So which means that the sensation is one part to this equation. Then the memory, the chitta, is another part to this equation. Then something else is there which is actually able to create the knowledge, which is the very reason why knowledge is occurring. As another example, in front of a dead body, the sensations can go potentially because the organs are still there, but the subtle body where the vrittis are happening is not there, and something else that is a very source of knowledge is also not there. That is the Chaitanya, that is you. So the distinction we need to draw is knowledge. When we say knowledge, what is knowledge? Knowledge is combination of these three. The input plus whatever the memory bank plus the very source of knowledge, jnana, swarupa, the consciousness. That if it is not there, there is no knowledge ever possible. So when it is said that you are the very embodiment of knowledge, jnana swarupa, jnana is happening because this sensation is ultimately recognized and lit by the light of the self. If there is no light of the self, there is no knowledge. There cannot be a knowledge. So in that sense, you are the jnana swarupa. And this mixing is vishishta jnana, vijnana. And virati, during deep sleep, it is not there. It ceases to exist temporarily, because the deep sleep is also a temporary state. But who is aware that it is a temporary state? You, consciousness. Who is aware that there is a waking state? You, the consciousness. Likewise, dream. So these three, waking, dreaming, deep sleep, they appear and disappear. They come and go. Cessation doesn't necessarily mean complete stopping. Cessation could also mean a temporary stopping, because there is in any stopping, there's an implied assumption about time. Oh, is it permanently stopping or is it temporarily stopping? Even for temporary stopping, we can use the word cessation. So there is a time concept to these three. They come and go. And the Vishishta Jnana that occurs when it is active, when the senses are active, when the mind is active, there's a Vishishta Jnana occurring. The jnana is not the so that aspect is what we need to distinguish. Is this clear?
So should we call the pure state without getting biased with vritti gnana we can achieve only during deep sleep?
No, that is not what is being said. What is being said is only during this kind of a waking conscious state, you can recognize that you are that pure state, pure jnana swarupa. When you recognize and when that recognition becomes crystal clear to you during the waking stage, it starts then percolating down to other states. Because what is deep sleep? See, for example, there are many examples that we have spoken in the past also. When you go to deep sleep, or when you go to sleep, and when you wake up, what is the general reference that is given? I had a good sleep. Who had a good sleep? If that question is asked, what is your answer, Shilpa ji? Who had a good sleep? Did you have a good sleep last night?
Yeah, maybe if you ask me that question, maybe I should say my body and mind.
My body and mind. Now, in the waking state, you're able to distinguish that, okay, what went to sleep, what ceased to exist. Body, mind ceased to exist. Did I, the real I, the real consciousness, did I cease to exist during deep sleep or during sleep at all?
No.
So if you are also absent, who is then aware of the deep sleep? So something must be ever present. That recognition can happen in a conscious conversation like how it is happening now. So, therefore, deep sleep is not equal to, deep sleep is like your pure state. But if the jnana, if the recognition that, oh, I am that jnana swarupa, I am that ever present witness, I am that never absent, I am that not coming and going witness. If that recognition hasn't happened, then who goes to sleep? I went to sleep. Who? Me. Who woke up? I woke up. Did I have a good sleep? Yeah, last night there were many disturbing thoughts, but for some time I had a good sleep. So, like that, all these are nothing but before the Atma Jnana has occurred, they are the outcome of the statements are outcome of the Ajnana in the mind. What is Ajnana? I am the body and the mind. That is the Ajnana, that is the ignorance. That ignorance makes me answer in that way. But what is the right answer? I am ever awake. I don't have anything, I don't need sleep. I have no sleep. Sleep is not for me. I witness the sleep. But during deep sleep, the instrument, mind and body, have been withdrawn to the source. So there is no world. Only when there is a world and the apparatus can there be projection, can there be interpretation. That activity has ceased to exist during that deep sleep. So there is no world. But I, the Jnana Swarupa, because Jnana, knowledge, occurs only because world or the so-called world connects with me. Then only Jnana can occur. There is no Jnana in the world. There is no knowledge in the sound I am making. When you see it purely as a what is happening, there is no Jnana in what I'm speaking. I'm simply making sounds. It is you who is making up the meaning. So how meaning can happen? Because the sensation comes, there is a knowledge in your mind, or rather not knowledge, memory in your mind about the sounds, and you, the jnana swarup, the very consciousness, when consciousness only comes, there's a cognition. Cognition can happen only because of a conscious being. That conscious being is referred as jnana swarupa, because knowledge cannot happen. Ultimately, in this equation, without that conscious being, there cannot be knowledge. Is that clarifying, Shilpaji?
Yeah. I have actually a lot of questions, but this question I got it clarified. Thank you.
Please go ahead.
So first of all, I don't know what the answer I gave. When I sleep, my body and my mind slept off. Is that the right answer? Because there are different koshas, right? So pranamaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha.
Yeah.
So are we saying that when we go to sleep, So all koshas won't go to sleep. That is what is making me to still interact with the cosmos in a different dimension. Should I attribute that way?
So let us ask a simple question. Kosha. Kosha means a covering. So when the word kosha is used, right, it is a covering. So the outermost covering, we call it as Annamaya Kosha. Okay. Meaning what? It is made up of food. The external is made up of what we call as external. The body is made up of Anna. Annamaya. It is a covering of Anna. Meaning what? Nothing but all the food you and I have eaten, isn't it? The banana, the carrot, the beans, the churumuri, the laddu has become various parts of the body. Annamaya kosha. So it is a kosha still. Means it's a covering. So all the five koshas, in a very simple, fundamental way, there is a gross body that you can see and touch and smell and taste and feel through the five senses. Gross, we call it as gross, sthula. Then there is a sukshma, a subtle, which is nothing but what you generally refer as your mind. No one has seen their mind, but we all say there is a mind. In my mind, I am thinking. In my mind, I am seeing. In my mind, I went there. In my mind, I'm feeling like this. Like that, all of us use. So if I ask you, show me your mind, like your body, where you can say, look, this is my body. It has eyes, nose, ears, so on and so forth. You cannot show me. But all of us say, I have a mind. And that is nothing but a subtle body, sukshma sharira. So there is this sthula, which can be perceived by these five gross sense organs. Then there is sukshma, which is not perceived by these five gross sense organs, but it is also perceived. The mind is also perceived. Who is perceiving even the sukshma sharira? Who is able to perceive that there is a mind? Because if the gross sense organs cannot perceive the mind because it is subtler than the gross, then someone or something must be there which is perceiving even the sukshma sharira, right? Now that perceiver, ultimate perceiver is you, awareness, consciousness. Because of you, even this sukshma sharira, so the panchakosha is nothing but five divisions of both this sthula and sukshma. That is one way of looking at it. Another simpler way of looking at it is these two, one is the sthula, another one is the sukshma, and then there is you. You, the very source of this whole recognition. So therefore, to come back to your question, kosha means that which I am able to perceive, I am able to see. Whatever I am able to see cannot be me. Because if I am that which I am perceiving, then who am I? So I cannot be what I am perceiving. So there is a perceiver and there is an object of perception. There is a seer and there is something that is seen. So the body is seen. Mind is seen. Who is the one who is seeing? You, the very source of consciousness, the very consciousness itself. So therefore, in deep sleep, there is nothing to be seen. That's all. There is no gross, there is no subtle. Both have been withdrawn. Withdrawn, or they have ceased to exist. Where? Within you. Because there is no other. There is no other during deep sleep. So the only place where it could have gone is within you. much like a movie projector. The movie projector, when the movie is projecting, it's on the screen. When there is no projection, it is there in the seed form, where within the projector itself, that is within you itself. So in that sense, the idea that there is a cosmos separate from you is not correct, because there is nothing that is separate from you. Which you, the consciousness, the awareness, as awareness, there is nothing that is separate. Because right now, where is the cosmos right now? Where is this entire world right now? In the subtle form, it is within you that you're recognizing. Whatever you are seeing right now, you're seeing within you. Whatever you're hearing within you. So on and so forth. So where is actually the entire world? Within you. If you are not there, who's there to talk about the world? Who's there to talk about some stories of life? No one. So all of this is within you. Which you is the only thing that you need to clarify. Not this you, not this body you, not this mind you, but the real you. So deep sleep is cessation of the projection, is another way of looking at it. So the seer alone is there. The seen is not there, because the seen is temporarily ceased to exist. Temporarily. Does it mean the seer also has ceased to exist? No. Only because the seer has continued to exist upon the projection beginning, that is, when the waking happens, oh, I had a good sleep, can come only because the seer, the true seer, is always present. Is this bringing clarity to the question that you raised?
Oh, it's very much bringing clarity.
Anything else? Okay. If there are no further questions on what we've discussed so far, does anyone else? Oh, I see Padmajaji has joined. Hari Om Padmajaji.
Hari Om Vijayji, I'm sorry for being little late.
No issues, Ji, no issues. So we have been contemplating on Shloka 12, where Lakshmidhara Kavi has said deep sleep is a cessation or withdrawal of knowledge, while dream and waking arise from it. How can these three states belong to me? The eternal consciousness, who is the witness of them, the three states. That is what Lakshmidhara Kavi said. And based on that, we had framed these three questions. What is knowledge? How is knowledge related to waking and dreaming? Self is referred as jnana swarupa, embodiment of knowledge. Then is there a contradiction when Kavi says cessation or withdrawal of knowledge? These are the three questions that we contemplated so far. Based on what we have discussed so far, is there anything that you would like to add, Padmajaji, or you want to ask anything, Ji?
Nothing from my side, Vijayji. I think your explanation on the movie projector was really good. I liked it. I think this time it was different from the screen being generally, whenever we talk about the movie and this thing, the screen is considered as the soul, and all that images that are there are all kind of coming and going, but the screen remains. I think here you have taken an example of a movie projector showing it, and then it goes back in the seed form. I think that was something that I liked it. Good. Thank you.
Wonderful, Ji. Yeah, thank you. Any other views? Saravanji, is there something that you would like to add? Rajita Ji?
Yeah, so the way I was thinking is knowledge is, we are talking about I either know or don't know, right? And from again, from the operator mind point of view, and the mind gets that from its memory, right? First time if I see something which I don't know, it's not there in memory, then someone explains it, or like the knowledge happens and it gets returned to memory. The next time it's able to retrieve it, right? Um, and in the deep sleep, it's basically the mind that that ceases to exist for that time, which is why the knowledge is not happening from the mind point of view. Right? But
I want to
as
draw
we see in
one distinction there, Ji.
mm,
I said, I know something, I don't
mm,
know something.
mm.
Both are actually knowledge.
Both are knowledge. Yeah, both are knowledge.
And both
First,
can occur only because there is someone whose knowledge.
yeah,
Yeah. So what is
yeah,
being said there is, you see the mind and you see the memory store and you say, I know is nothing but, oh, I have it in the memory. Or you say, I don't know because you don't have it in the memory.
yeah,
But to know that it is not in the memory is also knowledge. To know that it is in the memory is also knowledge.
yeah,
The knowledge can occur only by you, the real you.
mm, mm,
So
yeah,
that is the distinction that we need to
yeah.
draw.
Just that the focus is know and don't know. I want to emphasize that it's from the mind point of view
Correct.
only,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and yeah, and as you also explained,
Mind point of view, in the mind, we can also say nothing but a role that is taken. As
mm,
an example, the teacher asks you, "Do you know what is acceleration due to gravity?" And a first grade student will say, "I don't know." Why? The first grade student has no memory of it. So
mm,
who doesn't know? The student. The
mm,
student role doesn't know. I am Sid, the student in first grade. My teacher asked me what is the acceleration due to gravity. I don't know. I didn't know.
mm,
The
mm,
Sid answers. Who said?
mm,
Student. So a student called Sid doesn't know. Whereas the same Sid in 10th grade, what is acceleration due to gravity? Oh, I know. We have studied. It is whatever, and some answer is given. So now it's a new Sid. So the role that you take up, both are lit. The not knower Sid and the knowing Sid, both are lit. So that is what we generally mean, when we keep saying mind, when you take the viewpoint of a mind, there's a role
mm,
that is getting created.
mm. Yeah, yeah, and uh, yeah. So coming back to uh, so this is happening at the mind level, but then we know that the body mind is jada, right? So and there's something that's powering this body mind, which is what we call as Atman or Brahman, right? Which the nature of it is um, Satyam Jnanam Anantam, right? And which is like self revealing or self effulgent, right? And that's why it is Jnana Swarupa, because there cannot be the way we qualify that is like infinite. It is ever existing and it's existing everywhere. So there cannot be also from that point of view, there cannot be I don't know, because for something to qualify something as don't know, it has to exist and not knowing. But since the nature of self is itself is permanent, is everywhere, there cannot be something which is outside of the self, which is why finally it becomes like it's the end of knowledge. Whatever has to exist, everything has to be there because it is everywhere, right? And it is, and to know everything else from mind point of view, it uses the organs, the tools to know, while this is like self revealing. So that there is nothing else that can show light for this, for the
That
for
I
the
am
Brahman.
there, I exist, that
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, it doesn't need further lighting. Correct. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Therefore, jnana swarupa.
Therefore, jnana swarupa. Yeah. So that's what I want to
Which
add.
means, in other words, it is intrinsic. It is not because of something. It is like, how did this become a pouch? Because the consciousness recognized this as a pouch, it became a pouch. Otherwise, this is not a pouch. Whereas I am is not because of some other light. I am because of my own light.
And I was thinking that the difference for that jnana, vijnana, I don't know if we can give like this. Jnana is at a lower level where like mind keeps learning about things, and it is never ending, in the sense like knowing something leads to more questions, leads to more answers, leads to more questions, leads to more answers, while vijnani goes to the fundamentals of what is being learned continuously, which is in this case, um, there is this existence of this world and me, world, God. I can continuously keep learning. Every year there is a new phone, there is a new computer, there is a new uh, type of a plane or this. Well, the basics here is like what is it all made of, and like what is the basic, and going there basically gives me the nature of everything else, like how we learn about jewelry by knowing the nature of gold, right? So that jnana can I qualify it as vijnana.
Yeah, so
uh,
essential knowledge,
mm,
in some cases we refer it as, Vishishta Jnana. The
this is
essential knowledge is Vishishta Jnana. But both are essentially to recognize, to distinguish between a certain never-ending type of knowledge and
mm,
something which helps us to realize the essential part of it. That is one way we use. But here, Kavi has used, see here, Vijnana Viratihi.
mm,
So, Vijnana Viratihi. Virati means cessation. So, the jnana that is occurring because of the presence of the consciousness is
mm,
Vijnana. What is Vijnana? Vijnana, Vishishta Jnana. Whatever jnana occurs, it occurs only because whatever that is, it connects with the very source of knowledge, the
mm,
consciousness. So
mm,
it's that which creates the Vijnana, right?
mm,
Jnana Viratihi. So during the dreaming and the waking, uh, projection is there. So Vijnana is occurring. There it it ceases to exist. Which knowledge? This knowledge that occurs because of something coming in connection with the consciousness.
mm.
Does it mean consciousness itself has ceased? No.
No.
So now that is also in the earlier way you used, in that connotation, in that way of using Vijnana, that itself is another Vishishta Jnana, that I am the source of knowledge and I don't cease to exist.
Mm,
Does that
mm.
does that uh,
Yes. Yeah.
resonate?
Right. Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Is there any other viewpoint, any other questions, clarifications, anybody on this particular shloka?
Vijay we should not use the word knowledge, I feel, Vijay This Vijnana is different from Jnana. No, this knowledge is bringing about a lot of confusion.
Correct. If there is no confusion, there is no room for our Sunday morning. So, otherwise, there is no business. So, you're correct, Ji. The language, that's why Jnanam Bandha is also used, right? Jnanam Bandha. Knowledge is a bondage. What knowledge is bondage? This kind of knowledge is a bondage. The word knowledge, oh, knowledge. Which knowledge? That's why Vedanta uses specific, precise terms. So you are correct. Jnanam bandha. Knowledge is bondage. I am body, mind. That knowledge is the bondage. So like that, the word knowledge in English is the bondage. Knowledge is bondage. So we'll send a petition to, I don't know who is the inventor of English. I don't know who it is. Now, do we have to hold all the British people responsible for this?
All these Sanskrit words will also make it to the English dictionary so that others learn. Anyway, there are a lot of words going in. So
But ultimately, even the Sanskrit words are also jnanam bandha. So I cannot be, okay, so as an example, I have Atman within me. Because, Atman has become a word now.
yeah.
Now here, this is jnanam bandha. Because Atman has become another item of knowledge.
Correct. Mm.
Instead of knowledge is because of me, Atman is within me. So there, the word Atman has become another item of knowledge.
Just one lighter point I want to add. When you said who invented English and all, just when I used to visit Germany based on my previous organization delegation activities, and you don't believe 90% of the Germans feel we are English people,
Oh,
Indians. That's very sad.
oh, very sad, really. We've been conditioned English.
Yeah, forcefully, yes.
Yeah. So, Anupamaji, that can be our next project.
Yes, Vijayji. In the future, people say no British or American English. It is Indian English. We will invent our own words.
Correct. We will replace all the English words with the Sanskrit words. So then, we'll enforce that on
Yes,
the.
so far we are only learning from others. Let others learn from us.
They have been learning. Sometimes they know it. Sometimes they don't know it. That's all.
They learned from us and they are bringing back to us saying that they are inventing it. That is the saddest part.
Yeah. They've forgotten. They've forgotten the middle, the starting point.
Yeah.
So good. All right. So then we'll
Yeah.
end up today's session.
I-
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu.